all you turkeys. Welcome to episode 13, Poultry Slam. This is our Thanksgiving special, and boy, do we have a show for you. So we've got Ms. El Paso and her boyfriend, Martin. Brittany in the white walled. Oh, and our mascot, Yoda. And our head coach, KT, the producer of Sports Life Talk, and the reason that we are all here this evening. And that is a very special shout out. We have the Across the Pond Sports Network here. So, yeah, that is cool. What time is it across the pond?
Time to drink. So that's the time I would assume, right? No,
I think it's like 2 a.m.
It is definitely that time.
It's 2 a.m. and they're rocking with us right now?
The 6-hour difference, right? Or 7?
Oh, thank y'all for rocking with us because you should be asleep. I'll be asleep right now, but hey, thank you so much
1
for watching.
1 a.m. So I would say that they are definitely drinking.
Hell yeah. What are we drinking tonight?
Brittany, you want to go first? Mine's a little long.
Mine's just some wine that my father poured me.
What kind?
Stag's Leap Artemis.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. What about you, Coach?
I got Noble Wolf and Sprite. It's a vodka.
Noble Wolf out of Dallas, black owned entrepreneur, correct?
Yeah. Bryce Cottrell, he's out of Denton. So yeah, shout out to him. We had him on the show.
Do you know him? Do you know Bryce?
Well, I don't know him, but we did interview him probably like last year, right before he started hitting it like real big on our SLT You Got Next series, which you can go to our YouTube page and check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't be hard-headed. Like and subscribe.
Absolutely. Well, I have entered into the 12 days of Krampus. So thank you very much to Southern Star Brewery, who has provided us with a 12-pack. And they are actually drinking live from today for the next 12 days on Instagram. And they are talking about the beers on Instagram Live. So the 12 days of Krampus, I also got this really cool playing card. So this is day 1. And I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of that to you. So in my best voice here. So, Gruss vom Krampus. According to Alpine lore, as the holiday season approached, children would begin to hear dark whispers in the night from a hairy creature bearing horns and fangs, waiting to whisk away naughty children. To kick off this old tradition, we have made a rich, malty old ale to be enjoyed in celebration of the dark winter nights to come.
Ooh, is it Christmas or is it like Halloween? Don't know what's going on.
Well, Krampus actually assisted Saint Nick with the bad children. So Saint Nick focused on the good children, bringing them presents. And Krampus is the alter ego of Saint Nick, focusing on the bad children and helping him out. So in some cases, he's a bad guy. In some cases, he's a good guy.
And so
they made a movie about that, though, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. There was definitely a movie. I think there's 3 movies. One of them, of course, is a horror flick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Well, if you're Mexican, it's also known as La Llorona. But, well, no, I'm joking, but not really. Okay, so I'm drinking Dan Aykroyd and John Alexander's Crystal Head vodka. So kind of goes with your theme right now. And of course, never will I ever not have Topo Chicos. You can't see it because Martin. All right, so let's go into the worst Saturday of my life that just occurred.
Let's talk about it.
Golly, that was a beat down. I'm sorry, Missy. I'll be quiet.
It was really hard to watch. And what we're talking about is the Michigan State, Ohio State game that happened this Saturday. It was, I don't know, like a lot of points versus a lot of points.
Like 7, isn't it?
56-7.
Yeah,
56-7. Very specific.
Hey, we don't sugarcoat on this show. Stop playing this out.
It's so hard.
I actually thought it was going to be a good
Missy
game.
are still friends.
Well, yeah.
This is the second year in a row that Michigan State has lost to Ohio State since we've watched together. I am no longer allowed to watch with Misty because the superstition has set in, and she said it's all my fault because I was there for both losses.
No, you were there for the win against Michigan. That's a lie.
That's true, but I'm
talking about it was that we were just together by ourselves. We have to watch it with the Michigan State crowd in order for us to win. But what I'm really this game though, what I will say is that the Ohio State defense is stupid. I mean, they are so good. And so what I'm hoping for this week as they go and play Michigan is that defense stops the offensive line, obviously, for Michigan, and they beat them just as hard as they beat us. And the reason I really want that is that I'd rather have Ohio State go to the Big Ten championship than Michigan. And also for very selfish reasons, every Michigan fan that taunted me afterwards, I just want to be able to go back at it with them.
So let me ask you, can I ask you too the dynamic between Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State? So
the team up north is the most hated of all teams ever, and Michigan State is like its little brother.
Really, Coach, it's a historical story about a city that was either going to be Michigan or Ohio, and University of Michigan is the first university in the state, and then obviously Ohio State was there. So it became almost the battle of whose city that was, and then the battle became the universities. And that's why the rivalry has been there. Michigan State just kind of inserted themselves in the whole thing. We really have no dog in the fight, but it's really a Michigan-Ohio State rivalry. And that this Saturday truly is a showdown.
It's the number one rivalry in all of sports. So,
it's definitely top 5. But here's my question, though, and I'll let you take over your show. So when Michigan State and Michigan is playing, who is Ohio State rooting for? Michigan State?
Yes.
100%.
1,000%.
So when Michigan,
I texted Misty the whole time when they were playing the team up north, and I was just like, yes. I was so happy. I was cheering. Actually, I was on campus. I was at Ohio State, and everyone was cheering for Michigan State.
So when Michigan and Ohio State is playing, Michigan State is rooting for Ohio State as well, right?
Yes.
So why does everybody hate Michigan like that?
Because if you ever met a Michigan fan,
they're horrible.
There's a difference between a Michigan fan and a Michigan alumni, just FYI. So, we call them we call them the Walmart Wolverines for a reason. But anyways, we'll keep going because there's some other good stuff to talk about, like Lakers and the Pistons, or also what everybody is saying, what could have been another Malice in the Palace. Thoughts?
I mean, I'll go first. The guy overreacted. Now, did LeBron get a cheap shot? What LeBron did was dirty, no matter what anybody said, because you can see him throwing the elbow, and he actually looks at him while he's throwing the elbow. So it was dirty.
Yeah.
But that kid, was it Isaiah Stewart, has to be aware of the history of what you just mentioned, the Malice of the Palace. If they don't get him under control, then guess what? We can have another episode of that, and you really don't want to do that against LeBron James because you'll mess around and get kicked out of the league. You know what I mean? So he has to be smarter and aware of his situation and the culture of their team. So that's my 2 thoughts on that.
Yeah, I thought that, of course he was going to go at him the first time, but the third time, I'm like, sit your ass down. Like, that was ridiculous. They've already moved him all the way across the court. He breaks free again for the third time. The only thing, and from all of the video clips that I saw, I agree that LeBron saw him behind him. Supposedly, he turned around and apologized immediately. You can't really, in my opinion, tell that he did that, but that's what all of the Lakers players were saying.
No.
I like to see a little back and forth, but
it's good for the league, man. Everybody's just so soft and cupcake. But like you said, after a while, you got to let it go because you could have fought them because y'all are right next to each other. So if you really wanted them, you could have got them. So
yeah.
My whole thing is if the shoe was on the other foot, right, and it was LeBron who started bleeding, he would have been ejected and suspended and possibly taken off the team. Like, that's what I don't like about LeBron is that he has way too much power in the NBA, and it really is changing the culture, right? And he's already done it when he went to Miami, when he was like, we're going to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he grabs all his friends to be like, yeah, we're going to create this super team. He's creating a culture in the NBA, for me at least, that is way too pretentious, way too soft, and way too controlling. I like when it was just basketball. Can we just go back to just basketball? I hate all the Hollywood stuff. I hate all the actors are my friends, and therefore, like, I'm throwing them the deuces every time I see them. Like, it's just too much. It's way too much.
Now, I will say this, though. He did get suspended for 1 game, LeBron. The other guy got suspended for 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole culture thing, I get it. But super teams have been around forever, Misty. The Lakers and the Boston Celtics, they were super teams. They were just drafted correctly. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, KG, Pierce, Ray Allen, Boston kind of started that with all those trades, and LeBron knew he couldn't beat them by himself, so he had to go get D Wade and Bosh. But that's a topic for another show.
It is. Do we want to talk about the Texans and Titans?
Wow, finally broke that 8-game losing streak, but still going to be in that number 1 position for the draft.
Yeah, the Titans, they ought to be ashamed of themselves for losing to the Houston Texans. No offense to Houston. But come on,
they had 8 players out due to injuries, which I know that everybody's got players out right now due to injuries, like, your dear Cowboys, right? But the thing that is crazy to me with the Texans Titans, so it was actually the Texans always used to play the Titans the day after Christmas. And so when I would be home in Albany, Illinois, I would actually drive back to Houston, and I would stop in Nashville, and I would always go to the Texans Titans game. The weather is always unpredictable and insane. And I don't know how every single time the Texans and the Titans play, I know this doesn't have anything to do with the actual football, but every single time they play, the weather is completely unpredictable. I was there in 80 degrees. I was there in below 30 degrees. And then they had this hideous rain the entire game. So, I mean, Midwest at its best with the weather. I mean, I seriously was driving home from Christmas and go to the game, and I had a sweatshirt on, and I ended up in a tank top and my jeans. It's insane with the weather at that Titans stadium. I don't know what it is, the Texans and Titans and the weather, but it's crazy.
I have a fun story about the Texans and the Titans.
Please share.
So my 30th birthday, I went to Nashville, and I was like, this is going to be so fun. I've got all my friends, and no one's going to know me. And then they're playing the Texans, right? And I'm being sung happy birthday on stage or whatever. And I hear, Brittany. I'm like, who is that? And it's like my neighbors in Houston that are at the bar. And I'm like, this is not. Never have I ever.
Oh, man. Did we pick
so I saw all these people that I knew, and I was like, sucks. But I still pretended like I didn't know them.
It is fun. Houston likes to travel to Nashville for that game. I knew a lot of people that were at the game this past weekend. The Sports Brat was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was well, maybe the Sports Brat needs to start traveling with the Texans in order for us to start winning at least a couple more games before the season ends. But let's talk about them Cowboys, because it seemed like the universe just kind of changed it up for us.
No, you know what? That was a winnable game because the Chiefs didn't look good either. So it's no excuses, like Alayna mentioned. I mean, we got players out, but that's why you have to draft and get good free agents. Yes, we got Amari Cooper, he's out. Tyron Smith is out. CeeDee Lamb got a concussion during the game. But still, they only scored 16 points or maybe 19. But they didn't score a lot of points. Most of their points came off field goals. I think it was 1 touchdown that game. So we got to do better now. The Las Vegas Raiders this Thursday. Hopefully we can get a bounce back and beat them, but you just never know what Cowboys are going to show up, and Mike McCarthy sucks as a coach too. So,
well, and like you said, it was definitely not the quarterback's game. I mean, they were kind of neck and neck. 216 passing yards for the Cowboys. I think it was 260 for Mahomes, and both had interceptions. Mahomes had a fumble. It was a defense game.
Yeah, and that's something you would never think when you're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs is defense.
Right.
And the fact that our offensive line just let them do whatever they wanted. They came, they took our girls. Well, no, that girls already in Kansas City, but y'all get what I'm saying. That was just a bad game. And I really wish we could move on, you know?
Well, you will too. You'll move on to the we wear the silver, we wear the black, don't get in our way.
Really, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
So Ms. El Paso is calling the Raiders for this one coming up.
I am calling the Raiders, but we want to know who you guys are calling because guess what time it is? It's time for Never Have I Ever, the game.
This always makes me very nervous.
And you should be.
I know.
Well, we need everyone who is watching right now to put in who they think is going to win Never Have I Ever. That means that the person who drinks the most, meaning that they've done majority of the things that are being asked, is the winner. So who do you think has done the most? And what you will get is what, Alayna? What do you win?
You will win a Sports Life Talk t-shirt and a 6-pack of Southern Star beer.
It will be.
Now, can I just make a prediction before y'all get started who I think is going to win?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. Yes. I'm going with you, Brit, all the way.
Everyone always does.
All right. So in the comments, we've got my cousin Patrick. We've got our favorite Across the Pond Sports Network podcast. Coach is in the comments, so Coach can go ahead and type Brit in there, and then I'm in the comments as well. But I cannot win, and neither can Coach. So I guess this is a duel between Patrick and the UK.
Yeah. So are y'all ready?
We are ready.
Patrick says Brittany.
Let's go. All right.
All right. So never have I ever mooned someone.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, first of all, if you never mooned anybody in your life, you're just doing it wrong. I mean, they just got to
do that all the time, driving back and forth to college, and all the truckers would out the window.
All right, so Miss El Paso, did you get that?
I'm a pageant queen. We don't moon people.
No, I'm talking about the score.
Oh yeah, it's 1-1.
Okay, so never have I ever researched someone before a date.
Nope.
You researched them, Alayna?
Not always, but it was never have I ever, and I have absolutely done that.
Love it.
Or I guess I should say I pass it on to Emily Ann Kane for her to research them for me, and then she feeds me the information. But same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so next, never have I ever gone dumpster diving.
I don't remember.
Does illegal dumping count?
You do that a lot.
That's still dumpster diving.
I'm putting it in the trash though, not taking it out.
No. This is going and taking out something.
Right.
You see something you like.
No.
All right, 0 on that.
Not that I remember.
Not that I remember either.
All right, so never have I ever slid into a stranger's DM trying to holler.
No.
What? Okay.
You guys know how good I am with social media, so that should just. I'm not drinking this. I'm just drinking because I'm thirsty.
All right, so we got 3 more. We got 3 more. So never have I ever lost my shoes during a night out.
Jeez. Okay.
Oh, I think Brittany and I are tied now. Maybe I have not done that.
I also don't remember to pack shoes, so
That's true. I found Brittany's shoes in Montrose where I live. Didn't even know she was here.
All right. So the next one we have is never have I ever gone streaking.
Duh. Of course.
What about skinny dipping? Does that count?
No.
Okay. Nope.
Okay. So the last one I have is, have you ever cheated on your significant other?
Yes.
And Patrick, guess what you're getting in the mail?
Because
in the past,
eating food, or I'm sorry, your plate empty with your Sports Life Talk t-shirt on, We're going to need to see cans crushed from that beer. I didn't even have to put the names in a hat. Ladies and gentlemen, my cousin Patrick Hahn is the winner. And
Man, everybody knew before this game started who was going to win. It was the hands down that Brit was going to win.
But the funny thing is, it really could have gone the other way. When Patrick said Brittany, I was like, he obviously does not know his cousin Alayna that well.
Well, I didn't know what the questions were going to be.
Neither did I.
Those were pretty tame.
Yeah, I purposely picked questions that I knew that I didn't know any information about either one of you guys like doing it.
So next time I'll do the question. So it really
ask a question. Yeah. Ask a question.
We did have a question on Instagram that was not posted by me, and it was, never have I ever been kicked out of a bar.
Definitely. Lots in Houston.
Only once.
Yeah. All four drank on that one.
Well, I could have drank on the first one, the moon, but my cousin, when he comes down from California, this is back in the day, he said that we don't get kicked out of a club, then we didn't have a good time. And I'm just trying to go there and just chill, drink, maybe dance a little bit. And that's thing
I'm going to go party with your cousin. We could have some fun together. Clearly,
yeah, it's a little too much.
I get kicked out of Bernie's, my favorite bar in Chicago, every single time I go there, and they still love me, but I get kicked out every single time.
I've been kicked out of every bar, restaurant that I've gone and watched an Ohio State game in Texas at. So I don't go out in public anymore.
Well, let me tell you guys my quick story, because it's only happened to me once. I was at a Scarface concert at the Warehouse Live, and I accidentally ended up slipping into VIP. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm in VIP. So I told the dude, I was like, listen, if I go to the restroom, can I come back in? He was like, nope. He's like, once you're in here, that's it. You don't have a band, so I'm not going to kick you out. But once you leave, you can't come back to VIP. So I was like, damn. And I really needed to go. So I saw this little like door. So I was like, I bet you anything that's backstage. So I went backstage, was walking around, and some dude was like, excuse me, can I help you? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to the restroom. He was like, it's the other direction. I was like, oh, that's right. I was like, man, I've been drinking so much. And he was like, you don't belong here, do you? And I was like, yeah, I do. He was like, oh, okay, well, here's another restroom. Let me show you. It was out the door.
Oh, that was slick. I like that.
Well, he was slick, but I still got back in. I went back to the front, and I was like, oh, man, I'm like, I had my ticket, and I accidentally walked out this way, and they're like, oh, okay, whatever. But then I went and saw the bouncer, and he was like, I told you not to leave. And I was like, damn. VIP had all the drinks, too.
Oh, I bet they did.
You should have just held it.
You didn't get kicked out last Friday at the Scarface, his last show in Houston.
I did not get kicked out. Not last show in Houston, last show for ever, supposedly.
Ever, yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, because he's getting on up there in age, so and his health.
He just had his kidney transplant.
Yeah,
it's time for him to retire and enjoy it. He needs to be the new Jay Prince. Just manage some people, and well, he can't be the new Jay Prince. Jay Prince is
Jay Prince, he ain't having that. So.
And just because I said his name 3 times, I feel like Candyman's about to come and knock on my door. So let me stop saying his name.
All right, I want to know, Do Nice just joined the chat. So you can't win, Derek, but I would like to know who you think would have won Never Have I Ever.
As he's putting that in the chat, just really quickly, I wanted to say some things to do. On Thursday, when you're pretty much fed up with your family, there is an HBO documentary on DMX that's coming out. It's going to be fantastic. I just saw a little clip of it, and it looks amazing. I started crying. I legit started crying.
It's on what?
On HBO Max
or okay.
Regular HBO.
Okay, I have that.
And so there's that, and then on December 2nd, and this is something that Alayna put the plug in. You want to say it? The Red Bull Sound Clash?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I got mine.
So yeah, she gave me the plug. Red Bull Sound Clash, December 2nd at Bayou City. $20 to get in, and get this, it's the Suffers versus Tangas and the Bangas. That's gonna be stupid. If you're all about big live R&B bands, these are 2 like major bands clashing, and it's gonna be ridiculous. I'm actually already bought my ticket, so I'm excited to see that.
Who's hosting, Misty? Who's hosting?
I don't know.
My baby Paul Wall and Big Frida.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh,
Paul
Big
Wall and
Frida.
Big Frida will be there.
I forgot.
Well, that's cool, but the next day is even better.
Ooh, what's happening the next day?
You mean December 3rd? I turned 28. Alayna and I are going to Napa.
And that's a huge, huge, huge holiday for all of us.
Yes.
I didn't know you were Sagittarius. That's why we get along so
No
well.
kidding. How did you not know that? Especially just playing Never Have I Ever.
Well, I knew you were going to win that. I didn't know when your birthday was.
Baseball Traveler joined us.
So fun. I was so fun back in the day.
I have real quick Mana on Friday at 713 Music Club. And then Saturday night, Ms. El Paso and I are going to the No Limit Soldiers at Sugarland.
I didn't get invited, just so everyone knows I wasn't invited.
Hey, that's going to be a good 30-minute concert because they all in their 50s, so they're going to be tired. They're going to get winded pretty quick. But
no, you know what they do?
All of them. It's Master P and the whole
yeah,
party.
Mystical, Mia X, Silk
This is what their DJ. The DJ starts playing songs, and all they do is just kind of walk around and be like,
yeah, because I know.
That's it.
You got to be close to 60. You got to be close to 60. If Keith Sweat
guess who's going to be twerking at that concert, getting her whole 1990s life back?
I would have liked to have been invited to that one.
Well, we might be able to fit you in.
When is it?
Saturday night.
This coming Saturday?
Yes.
Like after the epic game that we're going to watch on Saturday?
Yes.
Maybe I could sneak in the VIP.
That's exactly where we're going to be.
And this time you can go to any restroom you want to.
You're a little bitter, aren't you?
I'm kind of mad that I wasn't invited, honestly.
Well, there's a backstory on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wasn't invited either, but I mean, I was.
El Paso actually wasn't invited either.
Okay, Dion Cole will be at the Improv November 27th. So that's going to be an amazing show as well if you're interested in going to that. But what I will say, and this is just like my little plug for everybody, last year was COVID. We didn't really hang out. Families were kind of, not together for Thanksgiving. I would say we usually do go out and, have fun wherever we're at, but try to hang out with your family this year because, it was a tough 2 years that we've been going through. And I think right now is a good time to just hug your family, be around them, have fun. You can always go out the next week after because there's going to be so many things happening. So just enjoy your time now with the fams. That's my plug-in. And we got about a minute left. Any last shout outs?
Well, with that minute left, I would like to say congratulations to my gap tooth lover, Michael Strahan, for being chosen to go to outer space. If you got a gap tooth, I'm here for it.
She loves a gap tooth, by the way.
And also, Ken, our baseball traveler, thank you for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family up in the Northeast. We appreciate you tuning in. Derek, everyone that has supported us through this endeavor. This is episode 13, the Thanksgiving special. Make sure that you follow us on Dresses and Salted Pretzels and Ms. El Paso. So it's MIZZ_L_Paso. And subscribe, like, comment on YouTube. I got my fam bam. My cousin just won. I'm so happy. It's like, that's right. That's how we do it. That's how the Hans do it.
I'll sign the shirt before you send it to him.
Oh, that's a good idea. We should all sign it with the white pen. We'll get the black one and get 5 pens.
Brit, do you have any?
That way he can't sell it.
What?
Because it's signed.
Brit, do you have any last words for Thanksgiving?
No, I think you hit it. Just be with your family. We've all had a couple rough years and reach out to those who you think might be struggling.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That time of year. So.
Yes, this is true. Coach, you got anything?
All right, I'll make it quick. Tomorrow's a special day in my household. My oldest son turns 13, and my wife and I will be married for 14 years.
Woo! Congratulations. Well, this episode's for your son because it's our 13th episode.
Yeah, she's so lucky to have me.
Actually, it's the other way around.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure.
That's
you
true.
See how Martin's looking at that plate? That's probably how you look at your wife. That's how 14 years works out for you.
She's gonna get the best 3 minutes of her life tomorrow night.
What a lucky lady.
All right, send us out, Alayna.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. You know where to go. Hit that subscribe button on Sports Life Talk on YouTube. And happy Thanksgiving, you turkeys.
Gobble, gobble.
Bye.